and this meeting is for our LJ Realtors. The point of this meeting is to put you guys up to date with the market, see how the interest rates are, what's in the headlines, and we're gonna go through our forms that we have. We have, instead of 3-page form, we consolidate that to 1 page. So when you have a brand new client and you want to talk to them, we just have simply 1 page questionnaire. So this way, I want you guys to be, asking the most meaningful questions that you have to and get the ball rolling with them. And we're going to go through KV Core that was updated recently as well with the search alerts, and they made it neater and cleaner for you guys. So we're going to go through that as well. Okay, any questions down the line you guys have, simply unmute yourself or just put it in the chat box and I should be able to answer it for you. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So let's get started with the interest rates first. So according to Freddie Mac, your interest rates for last week was 7.19. I wish that they're still at this level right now, but they're not. So let's take a look at it. According to your Mortgage News Daily, they're at the highest peak right now, 7.50. This is what we have seen as of this morning. So we're definitely on the highest end ever. So people who locked in a week ago, they seem to be happy. They say, hey, and when they were locking in the interest rate, they were super scared. And now they have, moved on. Maybe they saved 25 basis points, 30 basis points, and now it's just still headed upwards. So where are we expecting this to go? Only time will tell. But right now it is on the highest end as of the interest rates, right? So we're gonna go over the people who are still trying to purchase, why they're trying to purchase, um, and what kind of pricing they're getting. But the interest rates itself, when you're looking at your national averages for the United States, for a single family person with a good credit score, putting down maybe 20% down payment, they're still averaging around 7.5. Okay, if the same person is gonna go with the FHA, they probably can save uh, with the interest rate about 6.95 as your national average, right? There's pros and cons to your FHA and conventional. The loan officer will give them all the pros and cons, but just know that we are still on the higher end. So, what does that mean when it comes to your monthly payment? Last week when we reviewed it, it was around 4,200. Now with the same person that was waiting from last week to this week, the your monthly payment increased, right? So if the person has an annual income of $120,000, it could be a single person or a couple, and let's say they have a down payment of $60,000 and their monthly debt, these are their minimum payments that they're making is around $250, and we said the interest rates is around 7.50 as a national average, we'll use that. Property tax is $5,000 and your property insurance $1,500. So based on this criteria here, and if their debt to income ratio is 49%, which we can take it for conventional loans, and even higher for your FHA. But let's just say they're going with 49%, they can purchase a house for $647,000, but their monthly payment is going to be $4,600. Okay. Again, your this is the same example that we used last time. I just changed the interest rate and the mortgage payment went up. Okay. And that is the heat that these clients are feeling, right? If they cannot afford this, or if they had a budget of, making $3,000 payment, they're not going to purchase a house that's $4,600 in their mortgage payment. They might be renting for 2,200. Maybe they just want to wait another, a year. That's perfectly fine. It's up to them. There are going to be consequences for that deal as well. But some people are just not comfortable going overboard. Let's say they had that budget and they're going over with this, right? And we just have to respect that, saying that, we should feel their pain as well because the interest rates overall are high. Okay. And these are some of the things in the news as of last week here. So the new home sales for a couple of months now, we've been raving about new construction, right? Hey, if you have a new construction, it will go under contract fairly quickly. Even those sales are low right now. Why? Just because the interest rates are so high, right? How about the prices? This is according to Case Shiller right here, that your national house prices index went up 1% year over year. So what does that mean? That the prices are not budging as much as they should, right? We as realtors should expect these, prices to go down. When you're putting in an offer, you know how the market is. You know there's less buyers out there. So you should put on the lower end and see where that offer takes you. If you have to take it, go up, that's perfectly fine. We know that we can't go down. We can't put an offer for 550 and say, no, we change our mind, it's 500. So go with the lower end and then negotiate with your listing agent. You guys are the buyer's agent. If you're starting off as a buyer's agent, you want to protect your client, save them much money as possible in this market. If they're saying, hey, I'm renting, I'm okay with this interest rate, I know I'm going to refinance in another year or two. um, but when you're putting in an offer, try to save them much as possible. Every 10,000 offer that you feel like, hey, I want to put in for 600,000, try 590 and see where that takes you guys. Okay, so as a broker here, we know we're looking at these stats here. Go. Yes, sir. Yep. Well, seller's concession, they can give up to 6%, right? But that's only if you need them, right? You will only gonna want to go that route and say, hey, my client needs help with the closing costs. As you know, the mortgage rates are higher, they're putting down payment. But we would need, 3%, 4% seller's concession. The seller, end of the day, will not pay any money extra from their pocket. They'll just increase the price. Say, hey, instead of putting in 550, put in an offer for 570 and we'll give you $20,000 in concession, right? So that will help your client with their closing cost. But when you're putting in an offer overall right now, even without concession, just start on the lower end. Okay. When there was a bidding war, we said when you were lower, you were doing a low ball offers, the listing agent was not paying attention to your offers. Now it's quite the opposite, right? You put in an offer, if you can get some, savings of $10,000, $20,000 for your client, they'll be very satisfied. Okay. The sales are down. That's just facts, right? There's just not enough buyers, or they just reduced now because of the high interest rate. They don't qualify, but the prices are not. Even if the prices come down, we as realtors should be perfectly fine with that. Okay. Even the Fed, there's a person in Fed, Neil, sees that there's a 40% chance of meaningful higher interest rates. They're saying that you feel like 7.5 is high. We probably hit 8% end of this year. Only time will tell, right? We're keeping a track on this. And what does that do to your consumer confidence? It falls again in September. Hey, I don't think it's the right time to buy. Look at these articles I'm reading. It's just not the right time to buy. What do you say, realtor? Be like, hey, let's find you a property and see if the price makes sense. See if the mortgage price, your mortgage payment is affordable. If those things click in, why not go with that property and refinance down the line? If you're the same person who's going to purchase after a year, there's going to be more buyers at that time and the price is going to go even higher. Okay. Affordability hits the lowest points in 3 decades, right? What does that mean? Just that higher interest rates, less people will be qualified. So the affordability, even if the person that was qualified for 600,000, maybe now they qualify for 580, 575. So that reduces. So there is panic with our realtors and mortgage lenders where they are feeling the recession. They feel like, hey, there's going to be a recession coming. Like I said, only time will tell. We do not know those facts yet, but it's just that some realtors just feel like, hey, I'm not going to be super active, my buyers are not ready. But at the same time, there's other agents that's closing deals, right? How come they're doing it and you're not? Okay. And expect these rates to stay up here for quite some time. They're not coming down to 5% anytime soon, right? If we hit lower sevens, we'll be happy. In sixes, we should be okay, but don't expect in fives, right? And this is exactly what this article was talking about. Another thing is that for since COVID hit, the prices skyrocketed, right? Instead of going up litter by litter, they jumped nearly 30% already since 2019. And the inventory for the houses, they dropped. So if the prices increased dramatically for last 30% over the last few years, even if they come down a little, we should be fine with that, right? So right now they're calling this the double trouble in the housing market, is because the price is already high. There's less inventory, so even whatever they want to grab, There's just not enough inventory, so the prices got to stay up. Okay. So how are you going to navigate through this, right? You want to adapt to these changes. You should be okay with this. If you're expecting as a realtor, hey, I'm only going to work with this when the market gets super hot, you're going to be losing out. You already have your MLS fees that you guys paying. You're already licensed. You're already devoting a lot of time. You guys are attending this class. You guys are on in this meeting for an hour here, right? So you guys putting in your time already. So why not put that use to your clients and make sure that you guys on top of your game and start closing deals, right? And start making sure that you're building relationship for the long run, not just like, hey, I added it into KV Core, let's see what happens. Nothing's gonna happen in that note. Okay. So this is from one of the top listing agents, like, hey, 80% of our listing comes from our database, right? From the people we already know. But some agents in the industries don't have a database. You do, right? So you have your KV core, that's your database. Everybody that goes in your clients in your database, that's going to be, that's the client that you want to focus on. And you want to stay engaged with them. If you're not engaging with them, you're going to lose them. They will go elsewhere, right? So you want to make sure that you stay on top with your clients, and KV core really makes it very easy to do that. Okay. All right, guys, that was in the news. So the next is going to be your auctions. I love the fact that some of you guys are very serious about auctions, are attending, going to these auctions already, have some investors already. So out of our 70 agents, even if 5 or 10 of them become expert in this category, I feel like you guys can make a good living just on auctions properties, making 2%, 3% commission from your buyers, and telling them, hey, I'm going to take you to the auctions and let's see what property we can get you, right? There's pros and cons to that, and you want to break that down for you guys. But we want to give you guys access to these properties, so we are putting them in your WhatsApp group, that hey, this is going to be a new property that's coming on auction on October 10th here, 104 Elmont Road in Valley Stream. It's a one family. The lien is not a lot. It's around $91,000. So it's just going to be a bidding war there. Even if you don't have any clients, just show up there, guys. When it's going to be, it's going to be on the October 10th at 10 o'clock. And it gives you the address right here. And you just got to show up. Just see how the game is played, right? Once you guys get the hang of that, then you guys can take it to the next level and take your clients there, right? Always, always, always make sure you take your business cards with you, right? So those are the time that you want to network. Anytime you're speaking to someone, give your business card. Say, hey, even they might be another investor there. Say, hey, I have buyers. I have another investor. If they probably want to buy your property that you have for sale, maybe that person wants to flip, and you want to be part of that too, right? So there's many different ways of being part of the auctions. Just start showing up there. Okay. Another possible flip, this just came on the market recently. This is in Leviton. Is a single family listed for 459. The taxes are below $10,000. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, huge lot size, right? Built in 1948. Again, if you have an investor, you should just tell them any property that's listed below $500,000. You just want to show them and see if it's going to be a good flip for them or not, right? Maybe it doesn't need any work. Maybe it doesn't need, maybe it does need a lot of work. Only if you show them inside, you can tell. And if you start showing it to multiple different investors, you guys will get the hang of it as well. Hey, this property needs this much work. Okay. So on the auction side with the investors, you do want to be part of those guys. The good thing about those investors is that they don't have to worry about interest rate. We're saying 7.5, 7, this and that. They don't have to worry. Why is that? Because they have all cash. If they're purchasing this property, they're going to put in all cash for you. So you don't have to worry about a mortgage loan officer. You don't have to about appraisal or any of that sort. These are cash deals, right? So please be part of your auctions through Property Shark. Start visiting them. Go on auction.com, see what's coming up. Even if you're not bidding on auction.com, just bookmark that property, see how that bid ends. Start paying attention to on the last day. You will see how the prices start going up on the last hours for them. Okay. So please be part of these transactions. No, we are providing it to you guys. I think she was off yesterday, the day before yesterday, but we'll make sure that you guys, get updated listings on Property Sharks on WhatsApp. You don't have to come to the office for that. You're welcome. All right. Okay. Not a lot, but at least two or three agents are, on the commercial side with us. They're doing commercial transactions, and we just want more people on that note, right? Commercial listings, you want to see them? LoopNet.com. Simple as that, right? Every single day it gets updated with new listings. You don't have to pay for this. All you have to do is just keep an eye on the area that you want to serve. So, we're looking for a property in Nassau, been doing a search every single day. You guys gonna do the same thing for your clients. Hey, whatever area they want to be in, just keep an eye on it. As soon as you see a property, you want to text them. You don't want to text them the link for LoopNet, then they can just contact the listing agent. You want to just provide them, hey, we have a new property that's coming in Great Neck. It's listed for $16 million. Are you interested? And you might laugh. You're like, hey, I might have a client that's in millions. We're talking about his budget or her budget, not your budget, right? You might think that, hey, nobody's going to buy a property for $2 million, and then there's people buying even higher than that because everybody has their own budget, right? So your clients, just don't judge them, whatever, as long as they're qualified, they want to purchase, they might have millions of dollars. And they might look, when you look at them, you're like, hey, they're not dressed properly and they have this much money. Those are facts, right? There's a lot of people like that. So don't judge anyone as long as they're telling you, hey, I'm looking for a property and it needs to be, my price budget is around $3 million, $4 million for commercial side. Be okay with that. You will get a huge check commission that's coming your way, but you have to serve them right. You have to know, you got to be knowledgeable. So loopnet.com is your portal. That's where you want to go. Okay. So when you have a brand new client, right? How are you going to serve them? So you should have three steps. One is that we have that one-page questionnaire, which we're going to go over. Second, you want to take that information alerts right away, add AV, and you want to follow with them with the showings. If you're not showing that client, it's pointless to add them to KV Core. It's pointless to ask them questions. Why are you asking those questions if you're not going to be showing them? Right? Showing is the key for your realtors. Some of our realtors gets, once they're under contract, they feel like, hey, what do I have to do? Not much. You did the hard part, right? You showed them the property, you found the properties for them, you showed them, you negotiated. You have done plenty, right? Now you're the reason that they're going under contract, and now they have hired an attorney, they have hired a loan officer, and those two people is going to take them all the way up to the closing. You're going to come back in the picture again on the final walkthrough, right? The loan officer might take 30 days to give them a clear to close, and the attorney might say, hey, we need this signed, whatever they need, all these documents signed. Once they're ready to close, you're going to come back and be like, hey, let's do a final walkthrough, and let's go to the closing. And you should have that on repeat. People who even have on level 1, level 2, level 3, or level 4, doesn't matter which level you're on, these are the same steps you should be following, right? If you follow these three steps, guarantee you will close more deals this year or next. Okay, you have to set your own goals. So how are we going to access this page here? So we have one page here. Instead of 3 pages, we're asking them for this down. So we just like to comfortable grabbing this questionnaire, and start writing down their answers, right? So how do we access this? It's going to be on ljagent.com. And let's give you guys a live example of that. Yes. Yes. It's fillable, right? So we're going to go to ljagent.com. Like I said, the homepage is open for everyone, right? No pin is needed when you guys are on the homepage. But if you're a realtor, you're going to click on realtor tools. If you're a loan officer, you're going to click on loan officer tools. So this is a real estate. So we're going to click on officer tools. It's asking for a password. We said it's 2020. It will change from time to time, but right now it's 2020. You will have access to this page now. So if you want to find that form now, questionnaire, we should go to forms, right? We click on forms. Now under the buyer's agent, same link as buyer's questionnaire. Okay. So this is the form here. Some of you guys feel like, hey, why is it not fillable right here? It just shows me like this. You have to click on print one time. You're not printing this out, you're filling it out, right? So you have to click on print. It opens up a new tab and now it's fillable. So now let's go with our client that says Kobe. You guys know I love Kobe. Where does he live? He lives on 123 Main Street. What's his phone number? If you're on the phone with him, don't ask him for his phone number. Check the caller ID. What's his email? Kobe at Lakers.com. Which area he wants to be in. Let's say he wants to come down to Valley Stream, right? Or he says Hicksville or Freeport, right? He mentions a couple of them. Price range. You say, I want to downgrade. I want it around 500, sorry, $600,000, right? Then we're asking him what type of property you're looking for: single family, two family, condo, co op, commercial, or other. Let's say he says one family. So you check one family. How many bedrooms? You say, I need four bedrooms. How many bathrooms? I need two bathrooms. Lot size, he doesn't mention it. He says big lot size. Driveway, what private driveway? When are you available? Which days? Tony, I think Tolocha, I think you went. Your camera's on. So next is asking you which days and time are you available to view properties. We kept it very simple. Instead of asking for their, this is the time that we want to know when you're available, basically for me to show you properties. And he says, hey, I'm only available on the weekends, right? Weekends, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? That's it. These are the only questions that we want you to ask. Instead of 3 pages, we're asking them for their name, address, phone number, email, then which area they want to be in, what price range they want to have, is it what type of property it is, right? Just based on this information, we should be able to find them properties. Instead of asking them 3 page questions, we just want to ask them what matters to KV Core to find properties. Okay. Once you have asked these questions, as LJ agent, you want to create KV Core alerts and view properties. Instead of we said five before, if you can find even at least three. Some of you guys struggle to find, one, three, five properties. I say instead of five, just start with three. It's like, hey, I set up the alerts, I send you a link, just show me three properties that you're really interested in, right? Based on this information. So there's thousands of properties. You're sending him exactly what he wants, which area he wants, which price range he wants, right? How many bedrooms and how many bathrooms. These are all his needs. He needs to be in that area. He for his work, whatnot. He needs four bedrooms because of his family. He needs two bathrooms, right? He wants a large lot size. He wants a private driveway, right? Very basic stuff, but this is exactly what he needs. So now we're going to go to KV Core and set up alerts for him. So KV Core has updated recently, so we want to show you guys that as well. So once you're in there, click on Smart CRM, add contact, Kobe B, Kobe at Lakers.com, phone number. Do we have permission to call him? Yes. Permission to text? Yes. Email? Yes. Lead type, he's a buyer. Lead status, we say client. Everything else blank. Okay, so all we did was click on add contact, Kobe Bryant, email, cell phone. We have the permission. He's a buyer, he's a client. Add contact. Now, when we click on alerts, remember we only had options of alert one and alert two. That is gone. Now you can add more than two alerts, but now set up your first alert here. You can do that here. So, what is search alert title? We can say Kobe and Valley Stream, right? Where it says where to send alerts, email subject line dynamic is fine. So it will just based on the search alerts, it will automatically select it. Or if you want to set up your own subject line, you can put that in here. I would just leave it as default. Frequency, how often you want to send them an email? Daily, right? If two new property comes up, they'll get one email. Even five properties comes up, they'll get one email. They will not get multiple emails, just one email with everything that's available for that day. If you want to copy yourself, this is a great option for your, for yourself, that you should put your email in here, so every time they get an email, you get a copy as well. Okay. The next is going to be the area where are the listings. You can put in your city, county, or zip code, or you should draw on map, right? They want to be in Valley Stream here. Plus sign, can move around, draw on map. Just to guys give you guys example, we selected an area. Now here, listing type, that's also narrowed down, right? This was a long list before. Now it simply says commercial, condos, multifamily. This is two plus family, rentals, or single family. So in our case, he was looking for single family. Price range, he says 600,000. So we're gonna put in 550, $50,000 less, and $50,000 more, right? Why do we do this? So the $50,000 less, we can find him a house that's beat up, but he can put in another $50,000 and renovate it, right? Or his budget is 600,000. We want to put $50,000 more. That's fully renovated. He doesn't have to touch it. It's top notch, and just show him what's available on that side too. So as a realtor, we should always give them both options. Hey, this property is going to be below your budget, but this way, you can renovate it. Or it's going to be a little bit higher, but it's going to have all the bells and whistles that you need for that property. Okay. Bedrooms, we said we need four. Bathroom, we said we need two, right? So we have that. Everything else, I want you to leave blank. The reason being is that not every listing agent will check off all these things when they're listing the property on MLS. So as long as you have the area, you have what type of property it is, single or multi, price range, and beds and bath, just stop at your bathrooms here. Okay. Even though he says large lot size, right? We're not going to put anything in here. We're just going to see what's on the market based on the criteria that we just inputted. Everything else, we leave it blank, and we're going to click on set alert. Okay. So it says for this alert here, he wants to be in Valley Stream area, around 10 results. And that's exactly what we're expecting. There's one in 639. He said he did not mention Franklin Square, right? You're showing him Franklin Square. Franklin Square is literally right next to Valley Stream. So if everything else checks off, right? The bedrooms, the bathroom, the lot size, right? It says price range. He's going to tell you, hey, let's view this property as well because it's nearby, right? You don't want another agent, or you don't want his family member to look at it on Zillow and see this property and you'll miss out on this client, right? So do the right thing. Whatever area they want, just go a little bit outside of that, not too far out. Joseph, can you hear me? Anyone else having any issues? Okay, yep. So we're going to continue, guys. All right. So if you see this result, if you see 10 plus results, it's perfectly fine. If you see zero, then you probably want to edit and make some adjustments. Okay. If you see, hundreds of results, you still want to narrow that down. You don't want to send your client hundreds of listings, right? You want to send them exactly what is good for them, based on the information that they provided. Okay. So how are you going to send them this? You're sending them text recent results. Everything goes in one shot. He takes a look at it. You don't want to send this link every single day. You want to handpick. This is a great property. Let me click on it and let me go ahead and send it. Click on more actions, send via text. Okay. And follow through. Majority of you guys know how to do this, but at the same time, majority of them, when I'm looking at these, some of you guys, when I'm looking at these reviewing your database, I see no results. I don't see in the timeline that you guys are actually sending them messages, even though there's new properties available, right? We are already struggling with new properties. So when you guys do have that, you want to be the first one to send it to your client. Even if they saw it on Zillow, but they were like, hey, great, Daljit sent me this, an hour ago. Julian sent me this 2 hours ago. Huge difference when you guys sending these links on time. And just make a habit. I need to spend 20 to 30 minutes on KV Core. It could be in the morning, it could be in the afternoon or the evening, but you want to send these links on regular basis. That's your main job, is to find and show these properties, right? Stop worrying about the contract, start worrying about the appraisal contingencies, start worrying about everything else. Like, just focus on showings. I have a client, I have a job to do. I want to make sure that I show this client this weekend. Okay. So that is going to be your fillable form. Now, you guys be honest with me. Tell me on this form here, we narrowed it down much compared to those three. There's anything that you guys do want to add? We can edit this. Is there anything that you do want to add in here? Okay. So if you guys have any ideas to make any changes to this, we can definitely hear you out. Okay. How are you going to access this? How are you going to access this? It's going to be on ljagent.com, Realtor Tools, Buyer's Questionnaire. All right. So I'm going to go back to the slides here, guys. Present. Like I said, this pin 2020, you guys should memorize this, right? Because you can have access to it, all these tools from your phone as well. So you don't need to be logged in from your computer to access these tools. But we prefer that you have a laptop just for real estate transactions. KV Core is a lot better on desktop and laptops compared to your phone or the phone app. When you're sending e-signatures, when you're working with documents with your transaction desk, right? Much better online when you're doing it from your laptop, right? So if you don't have a laptop dedicated for real estate, get one. A Chromebook can cost you maybe $200 or $300, and it can really help you out when you're working with these documents. Okay. So next, I want to go through a couple of things in our Instanet, right? We said dot loop is gone. We do have access to all your files. We have, a lot of files. All of them are in our folders in Google Drive here. Any file that you want to go back to, just give us the name for it. We can have access to that. But any new files, you want to make sure that you're filling out all the documents on Instanet Transaction Desk. So how do we access that? It's going to be through your Stratus. First, make sure you have access to Stratus. You're going to log into Stratus, right? Once you're logged in, you can go to Resources, Instanet. Okay. We went through the whole transaction last time, but I just want to pinpoint a couple of things that will make your life a little bit easier when you're creating a transaction. Okay. So one, when you click on create transaction, you're putting in your agent's name, sorry, your buyer's name, right? Buyer, and let's use here Brian, right? So before the template was required, maybe you just want to have some document signed and create a transaction in here, and not be using a template. I'm okay with that too. But if you're going to be representing a buyer or the seller, use the template so you'll get all the forms that you need, right? Where it says use wizard, you don't have to. You can uncheck that too. When you leave this checked, there's going to take you to 5 steps. Step one, step 3, step 4, step 5. Maybe you don't want to go through that. You want to go straight to the transaction. Just click on uncheck your use wizard and click on create, right? So on the right side here, that's what you want to focus on. Okay. You have your forms here and you have your signings here. Okay. And signings, some of you guys got confused between classic and new. Just make sure you have new checked off. If by any chance, if signing it says classic, You might not see the signing that forms that you send for e-signatures, but just make sure that you click on new. Okay. Any documents that the client gives you, pre-approval letter, proof of funds, their photo ID, any of that sort, you can add it in here. Okay. So when you're sending for e-signatures under forms here, you have your agency disclosure, right? All your information should be filled because you're logged in through Stratus. You're the buyer's agent, and you want to have your buyer signed right here. So once you have make sure that everything's checked off, I'm ready for them to e-sign, simply click on this pen. Okay. Sometimes it does take up to 2 minutes for that transaction, depending on your internet speed, your computer. So don't touch it. As soon as you hit that pen, don't touch it. Just give it a minute or two. Then it will take you to this page. Okay. Couple of things in here. Even if you don't see this piece here, you can X that out. And this is your menu. You have your signers, your docs, your tools. The only thing I want you to focus on is your signers and the tools. Signers is going to be who's signing it, right? Add from transaction, add yourself, add new, right? Because we never added Kobe Bryant's email in here, we can click on add new. And then you can start typing in their information, right? Add to transaction, add to save to contact list. Okay, hit save. We can ignore all of that. Now you have your signer as Kobe B. Now you want him to sign right here. You're going to click on tools. Okay, there's different tools in here. This menu, if you have multiple people, let's say you had Kobe Bryant, you had his wife Vanessa, you had the kids, and whoever needs to sign, you would click on this drop down and click on new, add new signer. Okay, so once you have that, and it's color coded, so let's say you had a different person, it will be a different color for them. So in this case, you want him to sign, you're going to click on sign here and then start dragging that field any way you want, right? You want him to sign here, bring the date there, and hit next. And that's it. Once you hit next, you're going to click send and it's going to be gone. Okay. As simple as that. Very similar to dot loop, very clean. So a couple of concerns that our agents had. One, like, hey, does MLS sees all these transactions that I'm adding? The answer is no. I can see them as a broker here, but not the MLS. Okay, that's one. Two is that you guys are all independent contractors, right? So one positive thing about this is that let's say you want to leave this company and go to join a different company, you're more than welcome to do that. You guys are independent contractor, and all these files will go with you as long as you're using in transaction desk in your next company that you're gonna join, right? So this is all in your favor. But we could have kept it in dot loop and be like, no, we own this. We gonna no, we want everything to be on our agent side. So all these files belong to you guys, right? So they will stay with you for life. Okay. So those are all the pro things for your transaction desk. The only thing I want you guys to do is start using them. As a broker here, I can see all your files here, and some of you guys doing a great job. We have a new agent, Rahul, just joined, and he's been using it, constantly putting in his offer, never touched dot loop, and he has no issues. The problem here is going to be the transition that people who go from dot loop to transaction desk. But trust me, once you have sent it for e-signature a couple of times, it'll be very smooth ride for you. Okay. Any questions on transaction desk or dot loop overall, guys? Okay. Okay. Next is, guys, promote your website. Don't tell your clients, hey, look online, go on Zillow or anything like that. Every property that they can see on Zillow or other websites, they're available on yours. So, Mr. Ali, you should be promoting your website. Tracy doing the same thing. Every one of you guys have a website with your name .ljrealtyteam.net. Go to that website, navigate it yourself, see how that works, how that functions, right? So anytime you're promoting yourself on social media, you should include that link in there, or mention that on the post itself. Visit my website, with that link on top. You can create QR codes from Canva or any other websites out there. Very easy to do these days, where your client scans that code and it will take them to your website, right? Include it in the text messages, right? Promote your website much as possible. Okay. Your website is pretty powerful, guys. Any listing that they see, there's a separate service fee that we pay KV Core for this feature right here. It tells them how's the neighborhood for that property. Is it quiet or not? How you read these numbers, it goes from 1 to 10. 1 means the best is in favor for your client, 1 being the worst is not favorable for your client. So this property that we're just giving example for is in quiet neighborhood. The elementary schools are excellent, right? But it's not car friendly, right? Parking might not be the easiest thing to find. There is a 6. Some of these properties you probably see car friendly 1, right? That means like it's really hard to find parking. Grocery stores is the same thing. Some people want convenience, most people want convenience, over anything else. So all of these things are helpful for your client. And these are what we call sticking points. So your client has some value for being at your website compared to anywhere else, right? Anything that's listed on MLS, the system is doing the research for these properties automatically. Okay. Another thing that's good about your website is it has similar properties. You probably send them one link, they're scrolling through that whole link, and then all on the bottom, it might say similar properties. That property might be on the market for maybe a month, 2 months. Maybe you ignored it, but now your client likes it. That can work out as well. So all these things are should be helpful for you and your clients. Okay. What is the name? It's going to be your name.ljrealtyteam.net. If for some reason you go to that and it takes you to directly to our website, ljrealtyteam.net, the office website, send me a message. I'll make sure that your URL is working. Out of 70 agents, 50 URLs are working, 20 of them are not. Those 20 agents are not active with us. They're just hanging their license with us, and they're perfectly fine with having no website. But if you're active and you have any issues with this URL, just send me a message. I'll make sure that's taken care of. Okay. Okay, guys. Next tool that we want to go over is going to be your RPR, right? This is going to be your comps. Any website, any property that you put in the offer, you have your geodata, right? But geodata might have, a price range that you're looking for. Sometimes it might be really off. Let's say the property was flipped, right? Geodata might still have the old links compared to, or the old value compared to the new one. So you want to go take it one step further. The more resources that you have for your clients, the more comfortable they're going to be with you, because you're doing the research for them, right? They want to be in a good neighborhood. They want to have this, that. You want to make sure all those things are checked off by doing the comps, right? RPR does that. That does exactly that. One is that you want to make sure you can log into RPR. If you guys are having any issues, click on forget password. If you don't have an account, create a new account. It's free, not free, but it's a paid service, but it's part of your MLS. Okay. Make sure you can log into that. It gives you all the information that you need. So I'm going to show you what kind of information that we're talking about. So how do we access RPR? And the same links in here, we can click on RPR. Okay. So I'm going to just give you guys an example what kind of data that we're looking at, right? Once you type in an address, you can see the property information. When was it closed? How many bedrooms, bathrooms? What's their square feet, right? This square feet is the built. How much is built in that property, right? And the second one is going to be your lot size. How big is the lot size? Okay. Then it gives you, without even doing any work, it's just telling you, just like geodata, that this is the price range, 730 to a million. Huge gap, right? Why is that? Maybe they don't know what type of work is done inside. If it's really beat up and needs a lot of work, it's going to be in the lower end, and vice versa. Middle score right now is $900,000. It was updated on September 12th. So you guys can see that. These are the property facts. You can see what they're pulling as public facts. And then maybe let's say they did upgrade 3 bedrooms to 4 bathrooms, or 3 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms, or 4 bathrooms to, 5 bathrooms, whatever the case might be. Any changes you guys can put in here. What the system will do will upgrade or downgrade accordingly and reevaluate these property, right? You will also see your interior features in here, exterior features in here, legal description, your schooling. This is a really big concern for, our clients that have kids, right? Their number factor is going to be your schooling. You're going to find that out. The owners, you're going to see the previous history for this. Hey, when was it listed? Right, it was listed in 2013 and then 2022. More public records. Okay. And then estimated value for 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year. Again, it's a great tool for you to do your comps. You want to be valuable to your client, use these tools. Okay. Don't just say, hey, it's listed for $1 million. Let's put in an offer for 950. Give them reasons why you want to put it for 950. Okay. All right, guys. We got 10 minutes and let's see what we have here. Okay. Next is going to be your basic stuff, man. This keeps you professional or not, right? If someone calls you one time, calls you twice, calls you 3 times, and you're not answering, they know for sure this is not your profession. Maybe you have another job. Maybe you don't care about, real estate as much or the clients. They're simply going to work with someone else. You should have no hard feelings if you didn't pick up their calls and they're all of a sudden going under contract with someone else, right? You should be calling them back, reply to their text messages on time, check your emails, right? You want to stay up to date with these clients, right? Your job is to put them in contract. How are you going to do that? By doing a lot of showings, calling them, making sure that you're picking up their calls. Okay. Huge difference being a professional or not is just picking up your calls. Okay. And we always say showing equals closing, right? You want to build your database, you want to follow up. Even agents that we have on level 4, we still want you to be on that's on 100% commission, still be part of Op City, right? We have about 20 some agents that's on Zillow right now. Some of you guys complaining that, hey, the leads are not converting, or, I'm just wasting money on Zillow. It's really up to you guys. We are closing deals that's coming in from Zillow, and we are closing deals from Op City. If you don't want to spend any money up front on Zillow, you can stop that and just stick with Op City. With Op City, you will be paying 30, 35, or 38% for a lead that actually converts, but you're not putting any money up front, right? The way the market is right now, I would recommend that everybody's on Op City, right? There's no harm if anything converts, you give them 38% or whatnot, but you're still taking home something, right? And part-time realtors, 30 hours, that's what we're asking for our realtors to put in on weekly basis, right? Doing the showings, checking your database, spending time being a realtor. Even if you guys are just starting out, start with 5 hours, 10 hours, 15, 20. You're gonna have spend more time with more database that you have, right? So you want to set your goals like, hey, I want to do, 3 showings. How am I gonna do that? Then it will go from 3 to 30 one day. Okay. And then we're gonna have we have a couple of things going on. We are a little backlogged with that. Once that's done, Sukman, our assistant here, she's gonna reach out to every one of you guys, and every one of you guys have to come to the office one day, and we want to make sure that you guys sign the agreement. If you want to set up your op city, we do that. If you want to update your headshot, we can do that. Or if you ran out of your business cards, we can reorder those. The first batch was free, but now any batch that you need, it goes with thousands. Every thousand is going to be $30. Okay. We have the design for you. If you want to redesign it, update your photo, update any information that you need to, we can do that for you. It's $30. Okay. The most important thing is going to be your agreement. We want to make sure that you guys are locked in with us. It's not just what I said guys right now, but it should be on paper that, hey, we have a new model now for the commission structures. Every one of you guys should be on the old model. We want to have an agreement. This is for you guys, not for us, but for you guys, so you guys can get to the level 4, which is 100%. And it's truly our dream that every one of you guys become a level 4 agent, so we can set an example in our office that, hey, our agents did reach that level. Okay. Guys, as a request, some of you guys still about 15 to 18 thousand dollars that needs to be paid to MLS. We have 2 days left, so if you haven't paid yet, Sukmani is also sending you guys messages. She's gonna be calling you guys if you haven't paid the fees yet. So if you have paid it, thank you so much. If you haven't paid it, please do that as soon as possible. Right? They will suspend the whole office if even one person doesn't pay by the deadline. Okay. If you have trouble paying online, just call them up. It's like, hey, this is the number. Just call them up. Or the last resort is gonna be you're gonna send us Zelle to the office number here or the office Zelle account. Once we receive it, we will make that payment for you guys. But just don't wait on the last minute, guys, because things get hectic. If you guys need any help with this, please try to take care of this as soon as possible. Okay. So our mortgage team is growing, guys. Our mortgage loan officers are trying to reach out to you guys, build some relationship. We are telling them, hey, we have 70 agents and there's 14 loan officers. All 14 loan officers should know the names for our realtors and start connecting with them. Even if you don't have any clients right now that's ready to move forward, we just want to be the helping hand if you want to learn about different programs that we have or any questions in general for the mortgage side. We have FHA, we have conventional. We can help clients that are in W-2 employee or 1099 self-employed, right? We have programs for first-time home buyers. We have programs for investors, right? Everything that's available on the market, we have access to that, right? All we need is just you being that helping hand and giving us that referral that, hey, I have a client, take us to closing. We already have agents from different agencies from Long Island, from Brooklyn, that have closed deals with us. They were very pleased with it. And now they're just sending us more and more leads from there. So we want to do the same thing for our agents here. There's absolutely no kickbacks. We cannot give you guys anything in return, but just a thank you that, and we will provide a great service to your clients, right? Or if your client is already working with Chase Bank, TD Bank, or any other lender, just tell them, hey, get a second opinion. You're going to be locked in for 30 years. Even if this loan officer can save you $300 every month, it will add up to a huge amount. Okay. So have them take a look at it, our services and come speak to our loan officers. Okay. On our website on ljmortgageteam.com, we have all the loan officers, including their cell phone numbers. So we don't want you guys to give me any lead or Josh any leads. We want you to spend it to or send it to one of the other 12 other loan officers here. Okay. We want to give them business. We want them to produce more files. We will always be on their back end. So never feel like, hey, Sandeep, James, or Galzin is working on their own. We're always on the back end, helping them, taking them to the closing. But we just want you to be the starting guide of having a communication with these agents. Okay. I do apologize for last week Thursday. There was technical difficulties. I couldn't attend the training session, but there's gonna be a training session tomorrow. Please join that if you guys want to go through any of the tools that we have. Okay. Joining a team. If you are experienced agent, you don't need to join a team. But if you're a new agent that needs that helping hand, join Team Purple, Gold, or Blue. We have hosted by Sheldon, Rapinder, and AP here, right? All of these guys are well known with their real estate methods. They know how to close deals. They know how to talk to clients. They can help you with leads. So please connect with them if you want to really close some more deals. Okay. Just be aware of the spam emails that we said. We mentioned this. We don't want you to download a software on your computer that's going to have a virus on it. So please beware. Any emails to reset your password or your password expires soon, or someone asking you pretending to be me and I need help with the gift cards or anything like that. Please ignore them. The main communication that we should have, it should be in Microsoft Teams, right? If you keep it in Microsoft Teams, I don't think we should have any issues there. All right, guys. That's it from our end here. We went through a lot. The main thing that you guys should take away from this meeting is going to be your one-page questionnaire, right? Every one of you guys should have few printouts of those. come to the office if you want to have those printouts, or just have access on your computer. You should be talking and asking these questions to your clients on regular basis. Okay. Any questions, concerns before we get going, guys? Time's up. Hmm. Hmm. Oh yes, it's not firm 100%, but yes, we will mention that. Well, let me mention it just now too. On MLS, don't be surprised if you're not getting. It says buyer's commission 0%. Right? We'll definitely talk in more depth with that. I already emailed MLS on that as well, just to follow up, see what's going on. But next meeting, we should have more answers, and then we'll go more in depth with that. But just don't be surprised if the MLS states that you will not get any commission as a buyer's agent, right? Okay, guys. Any other questions, concerns, guys? All right. So we'll leave it at that, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining. All right. Take care. You will. You too. Take care. You welcome. You're welcome. Take care, guys. Sure, no problem. I will share everything with you guys around 4 o'clock. You're welcome. Take care, guys. All right, let me share my screen. Hey, good afternoon, Leon, Philip, Galzin. How are you guys? Good afternoon, guys. We'll get started in about 2 to 3 minutes, guys. All right, guys. We'll get started in 1 minute. Welcome back, Sandeep. How are you? You're back, right? Like back in town? Okay. Yeah. So come to the office this week so we can take care of the closing that we've done. Congrats on that. Yes. Yep. It was a dead file, but you made it happen. Yeah, long story. Yeah. I mean, the way the market is right now, any files will help. Yeah, yeah. 100%, 100%. I told you. I was ready to give up on it too. Yeah. All right, guys. Smart will be here. I mean, I believe 5. She's here until 5. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. Let's get started here. Sharing my screen. Okay. Just can you guys verify you guys can see my screen here? All right, perfect. All right. All right. We're not recording this meeting, guys.